Hello, welcome to Our Life Forever and Always, I believe is the whole name. Yeah, let me just turn it down since I can't actually hear myself. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, I've actually already played this game twice through. I know. So I already know what happens in the whole thing, but we are just gonna play it anyway and just start a new file. And I love this music too. Would you like gameplay explanation sections to appear? We're gonna pick yes for you guys. Welcome to Our Life Beginnings and Always. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 3 time periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. And step 3, teenaged. Our life is further divided into vignettes. I don't know how to pronounce that word. That take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Steps 1 through 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some are out now, and other DLCs will be released later on. Spoiler alert, I don't have any DLCs. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interest, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the main character's basic traits are determined on a character creation scene. As the main character grows up, more options become available on the screen. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or you can pick a present name. Present options are called voice names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. What's the default name? Jamie is included. Only the default name Jamie is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion DLC, which I haven't gotten around to getting despite it being free. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to add the name collection to your game file. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. Lastly, you can change the spelling of a name after selecting the voice option you want. For example, from Growing Gray spelled with an A to Gray spelled with an E. I don't actually know the difference between the two of them. On the character creation screen, there is a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your main character looks like with the different traits put together. Not all the things you decide about the main character appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the main character is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You only see the main character as the decorative doll on the character creation screens. There's also a second type of special main character-based screen, the interest/comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the main character, and the interest/comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love is only available starting in step 3, and if you were at fond or crush in step 2. Ooh. Comfort determines how you generally react/think when it comes to him. There are 3 different levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest/comfort. Wow. You get to pick your interest/comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in step 1, disinterest will be gone from your screen in steps 2 and 3, which will make the fond the bottom level for your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the main character in lighthearted or comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touch can become more romantic or suggestive, nothing sexual, if you're at crush or love. To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level, and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Interest/comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear through the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the main character and Cove. And it isn't only the main character who is impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences help shape who he becomes. In step 2 and step 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interests will vary based on what happened in the previous step. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Or, if you can prefer, you can just design your ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of steps 2 and 3. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. When a choice does appear, usually you'll see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color: yellow, blue, or green. Thought I had to yawn, sorry. And then I did. The colors aren't related to specific points or effects. They're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone/emotion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Blue tends to be casual/straightforward, yellow more emotive/reactive, and green less certain/uncommitted. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like, otherwise switch between them freely. Always pick yellow, never pick yellow, pursue romance right from the start, never romance the love interest, be disagreeable or amiable. None of them will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation, and then, if you like, you can play again to try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you'll have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. So, I have played, the second time I did find more than I did in the first time, so I'm hoping that it happens again, and that I find even more this time. We're just gonna go with Jamie. We will go with my go-to non-real last name, Bay. And because my pronouns are they, them, we are gonna stick with that. We will just make it me. Oh, not what I meant. And we will just make it my hair color. Yeah, basically. Ooh, option. We're just gonna go with a curled. Brown and brown. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I would say I'm truly that white. Yeah, okay. We're not going to add any birthmarks or scars. We will add some freckles purely because I like freckles. And some glasses. We'll keep it simple though. I like pants, shirts, and we'll add skirts. We will have bracelets, watches, and necklaces. I don't really wear hats though. And that was page 3 out of 3, so we are done. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Now, this is our first option. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. We're going to go with option 2. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people. You enjoyed learning all about where they were visiting from and hoped to visit those places one day too. But today, there is a man sitting on your curb outside your home. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was, set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had to talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. So, second option, you hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people weren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. We're going to do the kid thing and say that I wasn't paying attention. But you weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. Kids are really curious, and I feel like I was too. So we're going to say I'm interested. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way toward you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Or your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. We're gonna fold my arms. So, Do you live around here? What's your name? Sorry, my dog just came in. Teddy. You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxing appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo. And you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. I live right here. My name is Jamie. You continue to say nothing. We're just gonna actually... We're just gonna say that I live here. That's great. He looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. Holds up a $20 bill. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start over. He cleared his throat instead of starter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Cove. That seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. Or you thought that was pretty cool. We're going to say that that's pretty cool. You've never met anyone with that name. We moved in across the street. See? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Jamie Bay, right? I met your moms earlier and they told me you're 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man. You felt kind of sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Brim feels sorry for Cove. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? You took the bill, you didn't want the money, or you ran away. Kids aren't really interested in money, so we're not gonna say that. No, thank you. Sorry. He deflated enough to notice, but not completely. Are you sure? It won't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'd be enough. That only made the sound more strange for you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill into a back pocket and changed the request. Wow. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved. Yeah, I want to meet him. Okay, you could do that. I guess you'd have to ask my mom's. Or you didn't answer my own. We're gonna go. You'd have to ask my mom's. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. Of course, they invited us over earlier, but I'd like to ask you too. Then I guess you can. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... Well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Sure thing, I can try. Okay, we're just gonna go with okay. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that, but you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and... That's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Jamie, so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decide to check the hills behind your house. But we are going to actually stop that there. And we will continue next time. So thank you guys for watching, for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm assuming by the time I post this, it's been a while since I posted. I just had some free time, so I decided I'd record. Sorry that it's not more of cooking companions. I don't really have an excuse for it. But that is all. Thank you guys for watching so much. Bye!